So once we got approval to introduce the technology, then it gets back into the how do we introduce this change into our culture. And another aspect of our culture is we're very consensus-based, which is good and bad. Sometimes it's great, and sometimes it means we really have to work hard to get people to buy into things. So we started out with doing a survey to ask people, what do you think about all of these value propositions that we are talking about that we'll get from implementing API management? Things like, do you think it'd be great to have one unified catalog? Do you think it's not going to help? That kind of thing. What do you think about moving to OAuth? All those different types of things that we talked about. Because really what we wanted to understand was, what things is everybody aligned on and we really don't have to focus any energy and time on, and what things are we really not aligned on, and we got to get people, build the desire, communicate, create awareness, that kind of thing. So that really helped us focus, on where we had gaps, and that we really need to try and get the message out to get people on board. And then the next thing was trying to figure out how do we get the message out. There's so many things that were important that we were getting out of the strategy and the solution, but when you put them all together in a message, it's not anything that anyone could remember because it was too much. And so we spent a ton of time, like way more time than you probably would want or expect, trying to figure out what this message is, because we all felt like, well, but can't take this out of the message because it's really important. But we had to. And so we landed finally on this concept of kind of a 1, 2, 3 punch message. It was really easy for people to remember, this, and this. And then that was our elevator pitch, and we could repeat that communication over and over. We started with our architecture group and got them aligned on what that message was. Then we went to the development managers and then ultimately to the development community to communicate that message. And then the next thing that we did too was we created an adoption team focused on really making people's first experience with API management a good one. And so the team, was chartered to become experts at how to register my APIs, how to create clients and get tokens generated, and then ultimately deploy your artifacts from dev to system integration test to UAT to prod, all that kind of stuff. So the adoption team really, is important for trying to identify these key people that want to get started and to hold their hand through the entire experience and make sure that it's a good success for them.